Good evening, folks. This is Torrey Vent. Getting toward the last part of the month. I would have started recording earlier, but I was out taking one last lap through the neighborhood last night, and I came across a couple of young women, housewives, up the hill, and they were giggling and laughing and puffing on something in vapor, and when I walked by, they were fuming the mota. Smoking that, vaporizing that hash oil, and it kind of paralyzed my vocal cords, and my voice went into marijuana monotone. So I'm saving this song. Took a day off to get my voice back. This one's called "A Ukey in the Straw." I wrote it 8th of April 2023 up at the mall on a McDonald's receipt. I promised I wouldn't do any more war songs, but the news information that keeps coming through, and I keep processing it through my head, and these songs come on me, and I stop and write them down, and I guess you're stuck with it. People, my YouTube advisors, once in a while tell me how to get more views. They said, tell people what you've been doing when you're not making videos, let them know what you're going on in your life. Well, I just finished up today putting the first complete roof I put on my place since I got it in 1977, and I used a peel and stick type of roll roofing that's kind of expensive, but it's the kind they put on outdoor balconies where there's living space underneath, and it's watertight, and it's 40 or 50-year material, so I'm feeling pretty good about it. So now you know what I do in my spare time. Going to try this one in A flat. Haven't done anything in the gear of A flat for a while. A Ukey in the straw. They invaded Ukraine with a predictable end. It takes 5 men to take ground and only one to defend. The whole world swooned at their numerical advantage, but that was for naught, like sauerkraut and cabbage. Ha ha ha, a Ukey in the straw. Hey, 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 a rooski in the hay. Get 'em up, blow 'em up a high tuck-a-haw. Get 'em up a tuna called a Ukey in the straw. The Kremlin war chief had war plans so smart, but when they went to get 'em, the ranks fell apart. They impressed us all with their rockets and their missiles, till we shot off their fins like the spines on a thistle. Oh, a Ukey in the straw. Hey, 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 a rooski in the hay. Get 'em up, blow 'em up a high tuck-a-haw. Hit 'em up a tuna called a Ukey in the straw. We pick fights at random wherever we may please. Then we swoop down upon them like some terrible disease. They marched off the fight for the old motherland. They took a one-way trip to the sweet promised land. I came to the Dnieper and I couldn't get across, so I jumped on a rooski and I thought it was a horse. He reared and he pitched and he pawed and he squealed, so I locked in a round and I shot him in the heel. Haw, 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 a Ukey in the straw. Hey, 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 a rooski in the hay. Get 'em up, blow 'em up a high tuck-a-haw. Hit 'em up a tuna called a Ukey in the straw. Here's a censor here. When the NATO people started taking threats serious, the paybacks in kind would make the Ruskies delirious. Their Pope threatened us with the nuclear thrust, till a balloon over Moscow dropped plutonium dust. Ha ha ha, a Ukey in the straw. Hey, 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 a rooski in the hay. Get 'em up, blow 'em up a high tuck-a-haw. Hit 'em up a tuna called a Ukey in the straw. Now you know something about the war as told by Torrey Vent, and maybe you know more about troops and troop concentrations and weaponry and what's possible and what's not possible. And you know why the Russians are going to lose. They're pretty good in the atomic energy department, but they're not much good on the ground. But thank you for listening. This tune is not intended for Russian audiences. It might freak them out, but thank you. See you in May.